Before the earth felt the warmth of dawn, before empires rose on sunlit plains, there lay a realm of endless night. It answered to no living voice, yet it claimed every whispered name. Ereshkigal. Her throne is forged from bone and shadow, her halls woven from the laments of forgotten kings. Each soul that enters her court sheds fear and memory, becoming part of the stillness she commands. This is not a tale of torment, but of inevitable return, woven into every heartbeat that pulses in the world above. Before temples crowned the skies, before prayers stirred the air, there was Ereshkigal, and she waits beyond the veil, sovereign of the unspoken. Ereshkigal is the ancient Sumerian queen of the Underworld, ruling a realm known as Kur or Irkala, the land from which mortals never return. As sovereign of every departed soul, she presides over the final passage, ensuring that life's journey finds its destined conclusion. Her power lies not in creation, but in balance. For every morning that dawns, a night must follow, and every breath borrowed must eventually be returned. In temple hymns and funerary laments, she is invoked as both judge and guardian. She first appears in clay tablet inscriptions dating back to the 3rd millennium BCE, emerging from the pantheon of Sumer's city-states. Early texts portray her as Inanna's elder sister, Inanna of love and war, and as keeper of the underworld gates. That familial bond casts her not as exile, but as rightful heir to the depths beneath the living world. Over centuries, her myths traveled from Sumer through Akkadian, Babylonian, and Assyrian cultures, transforming with each telling, yet never losing their core truth. Ereshkigal embodies the inevitability of death and the solemn dignity owed to every soul's final home. Her origins in Mesopotamian lore cement her role as both final destination and necessary counterpoint to creation, reminding gods and mortals alike that endings are woven into the fabric of existence. Nergal is the fearsome Mesopotamian god of war and plague, whose scorching heat and pestilential breath lay waste to armies and cities alike. Revered and reviled, he embodies both raw conquest and disease's inevitability, commanding respect among gods and mortals for his power to smite and consume. In the assembly of gods on lofty Eridu, distant laments drifted upward, tugging at the warrior heart of Nergal. He heard the dead's sorrow as a challenge, not a plea, and strode from his blazing forge to answer a summons he did not fully understand. Sent by the elders to pay homage to the Underworld Queen, Nergal descended through the 7 dark thresholds. Unaccustomed to solemn ritual, he entered without bowing at each gate, ignoring the ancient protocol that bound even gods to Ereshkigal's sovereignty. Offended by his arrogance, Ereshkigal unleashed her silent fury. Her voice, a hush that shuttered stars, struck Nergal to his knees. In a heartbeat, the god of war fled back toward daylight, leaving his retinue scattered through empty corridors of shadow. The queen's wrath broke the heavens' calm, The elder gods trembled beneath her demand, "Return Nergal to her court." Fearing her unyielding power, they sent the war god back, cloaked in humility and bearing gifts, his sword sheathed, his armor laid aside. This time, Nergal entered in reverent silence. He found Ereshkigal waiting, her eyes twin obsidian pools, reflecting both his strength and his folly. In that confrontation, war met death, and blades gave way to a fierce communion of equal wills. Their union reshaped the Underworld's order. Nergal rose to share Ereshkigal's throne, his fury tempered by her stillness, her shadows given purpose by his fire. Together they became co-sovereigns of the final realm, balancing destruction and release. In the world above, this legend spoke of death's indomitable claim and the inevitability that even the fiercest might find rest. Through their bond, the cycle of life and war, of endings and beginnings, was woven anew beneath the silent sky. Ereshkigal, sovereign of the Mesopotamian underworld, ruled the realm of Kur with quiet finality. She was not a goddess of cruelty or chaos. Her power came from stillness, from the moment when breath ceases and the world holds its silence. In the mythic order of things, she was the counterweight to life itself. Unlike her sister Inanna, who surged through the world with desire and conquest, Ereshkigal remained below, commanding through absence. Her name was rarely invoked in celebration, but always in reverence. She was the one who received the dead, who kept the balance, who reminded gods and mortals alike that all things must end. Her presence was felt in the symbols that surrounded her. Creatures of the night, guardians of forgotten places. But her true power lay in what she represented: death, not as punishment, but as transformation. Sovereignty, not through desire, but through inevitability. And balance, not as a battle between forces, but as a rhythm that holds the cosmos together. Across the ancient world, echoes of Ereshkigal appeared in other cultures. In Japan, Izanami descended into the land of the dead and became its queen, her story marked by separation and sorrow. In Celtic myth, Araun ruled the other world, a realm of mystery and transition where life and death were woven together. And in Slavic tradition, Veles and Nia guarded the underworld, their presence tied to both decay and fertility, reminding us that endings often carry the seeds of renewal. These deities, like Ereshkigal, were not monsters or villains. They were keepers of the threshold. They stood at the edge of what is known, holding the silence that follows every story. Through them, ancient cultures gave shape to the unseen and honored the truth that even the brightest flame must one day return to shadow. Though Ereshkigal once ruled the underworld with solemn authority, her name is rarely spoken in worship today. The temples are gone, the rituals faded, but her myth has not vanished. It lingers in stories, in symbols, and in the quiet corners of modern imagination. In popular culture, Ereshkigal has found new life. She appears in literature, comics, and visual art, often portrayed as a complex figure of feminine strength and sorrow. Her story, especially the contrast between her and her sister Inanna, has become a lens through which writers explore duality, mortality, and the hidden depths of the psyche. One of her most notable modern appearances is in anime and video games. In Fate Grand Order's Babylonia chapter, she is reimagined as a graceful yet tragic queen whose underworld reign sparked a wave of fan art and renewed fascination with her origins. Though stylized for entertainment, this version retains the essence of her ancient role, a sovereign of endings, cloaked in mystery. Her legacy is quiet but persistent. She does not command armies or inspire festivals. Instead, she waits in the background of our stories, reminding us that every ascent begins with a descent, and that even in the modern world, the Queen of Shadows still holds her throne. Ereshkigal and Negal still keep vigil, sovereign and enduring, over the souls that pass beyond breath. Their myth does not fade, it waits, in the hush between heartbeats, in the shadow behind every ending. If this descent held weight for you, let it echo. Like, share, and subscribe to help us trace the path of the unseen. Comment below, what other underworld figures should we summon next? For behind-the-scenes lore and early access scripts, join us on Patreon. The Torchbearer tier helps us shine light on the forgotten and feed what waits in shadow. Curious to build your own mythic collection? Check out our affiliate book links, hand-picked titles to stock your shelves with goddess lore, death rites, and ancient cosmologies. Want to help grow our library? Visit the Myth Merchant Book Registry. Every donation expands the archive we draw from, ensuring these stories never fade from reach. Every whisper feeds the archive. Every offering keeps the myth alive. And somewhere out there, she still waits, crowned in dusk, watching.